Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Carl Pearson, and I'm here to help you be successful with Just Been Paid. That's what I do 365 days a year, every single day, Christmas and New Year's. I had one person here once. I think I said, "Hi, welcome to Just Been Paid. If you can answer any questions you have, let me know." And the person just left, of course. It got pretty bad to a certain point in time, but my goodness, look at us now. Best business opportunity on the internet by far. Check out the Alexa rating. Check out our blog and see how much money people are making. We have an indefinitely sustainable concept, never done before. Really fantastic system. People are making a lot of money. People are even getting their lives changed. My life's been changed. What was the last thing I did? Oh, I told you already. Last night I went out and bought, went out to Sears and looked at some snowblowers with my 7-year-old. I went there and I wanted to buy a couple of small snowblowers just to get us by. And then I looked at the prices and said, my goodness, we can just buy 2 snowblowers. I bought 2 snowblowers. Before that, I would never even thought of buying one because we just do it with the shovel. We've been doing it with a shovel for years because it's just cheaper. It's a real hassle when it snows in Maine. Sometimes a foot of snow, sometimes more, and you have to shovel the whole farm. We have a lot to shovel, a lot to do whenever it rains. We have an 800-foot driveway. We have hills, rolling hills, up and down to one herd of horses, up to the next herd of horses. We have 3 major places where we feed the horses, and it's just a lot of shoveling to do. So I just bought a couple of snowblowers. It cost me $2,000. Never ever would have thought of doing something like that in the past. That's my latest story. Remember, you can make a lot of money with this program, especially if you either spend a lot of money or find other people who spend the money. Those are the 2 ways to make money, right? Really cool. My 7-year-old was very disappointed, though. He didn't get his own snowblower, so it wasn't a complete success that night. I didn't want to buy 3 snowblowers, but my 7-year-old did manage to snowblow, I don't know, probably 600 feet or something like that altogether, up and down hills, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. My goodness, he was absolutely crazy. He just loves machines. And okay, the point is, this system really does change lives. It's changed a lot more than just my life. I think I'm the 3rd top promoter, but there are about 22 other people in the system who've made more money than I have, and the people at the top have made way more than I have because they've been spending their own money to buy JSS tripler positions. Those are the 2 ways to make money in the system. Number 1, buy JSS tripler positions. Buy as many as you can afford. Don't spend all your money. Some people do that. And the other way to make the money is to find other people who do that. The whole idea is to sell advertising and success training. That's what we sell. And the more we sell, the more money you make. The more we sell, you make. The more we sell, your referrals make. The more we sell, the better the company does. the more we sell, the longer between restarts, if you know what that is. The more we sell, the more money that we move, the more money everybody else makes. It's really true. It's not just the more money we move, the more people lose money. That's the way it used to be. Over the last 10 or 15 years, that's the way it's been. The more money that a Ponzi scheme moves, the more money people lose. It's amazing. I've seen $3 million move within 36 hours. In one of the programs I used to have, I saw $5 million move in about 3 days. It's a lot of money. But money just changed hands, and then the program's closed. A lot of people were out of pocket in the end. That's how programs used to work. That's how HYIPs, doublers, cyclers, that's how they work. You make money for a little while. If you get in early, you make money. If you're lucky, your referrals will make money too. But if you don't get out quick enough, you lose all your money. And the people that get in last, they lose all their money too. And that's why programs like JSS Tripler, which pays 2% per day or 3% per day or even 1% per day, that's why they have such a bad reputation. And we're going to change all that. That is the big difference. We're going to change all that. Really incredible things that we're doing at Just Been Paid. Welcome. You are at the right place. That's the first thing I do in my conference calls normally, is to welcome the new people. We still have about an average of 4,000 people signing up for Just Been Paid every single day. Over the last week and a half, 4,000 people sign up every single day. Or more, or a little bit less, 4,000 people. We used to have only 1,200 people signing up a day, 1,300. We thought that was good. And then we turned on our Pay It Forward system. Our Pay It Forward system gives you $10 to spend. All you have to do is log into JSS Tripler. That's it. We give you $10. We give you a $10 loan. You can use it to spend on a JSS Tripler position. You start making 2% per day. You see how the system works. You get hooked, just like many people are. The little light bulb comes on a little bit and you say, hey, I can do this. This is easy. If you spend a lot of money, you change your life. If you spend a little bit of money, you make a little bit of money. The more you spend, the more you make. Nobody loses any money. The worst thing that happens, or at least so far the worst thing that's ever happened, other than our server being down for a day or so, that was terrible, is that you'll be involved in a restart. And restarts have to happen. They happen every 4 to 18 months. I used to say 6 to 18 months, but the last one happened in 4 months. So I'll say 4 to 18 months. We are going to be taking new steps to increase the time between restarts. You'll see it's going to be really good. And we're also going to be taking steps to make the restarts fairer, more fair to every participant. So those are the things we're going to be doing. I'm not going to go into much detail about them at this point. Every once in a while you might hear some more detail about it, but when the detail that we've put into stone, when the detail becomes final, then we'll make it public in the updates and maybe on the website and in the Restart FAQ, for example. Fantastic system you're at today. You will make a lot of money if you do the things that you need to do. The reason most people don't make money on the internet, number one, they're in the wrong program, and number two, they're not doing the things that they need to be doing to make the money. So do the things you need to be doing. I'm going to be talking about those this evening. I already talked about the two most important things. Buy positions in JSS Tripler and find other people who buy positions in JSS Tripler. Those are the two things. Those are very easy instructions. Do that a lot, you'll make a lot of money. Do it a little bit, you'll make a little bit of money. Eventually you will get JSS positions from your participation in JSS Tripler, whether they come from the daily JSS Tripler feed, where everybody gets one JSS position for every 4 JSS Tripler positions that expire, or whether your JSS positions come from a JSS Restart, where we give you JSS positions instead of JSS Tripler positions, or whether you buy your JSS positions directly. You'll eventually get those. They're called JSS positions. They're matrix positions. You'll also make money from those. We're also going to be coming out with a brand new, extremely effective training system for JSS positions. We're going to do other things too. Remember the first thing I'm doing tonight? I'm introducing the new people to Just Been Paid. When I'm finished doing that, that will take probably a half hour or so. Then I'm going to just talk about current events a little bit, what we're doing in the next few days, in the next few weeks to make this program better. And then I'm going to open up the floor to your questions. In the meantime, of course, you can certainly ask your questions the whole time. And one of our moderators, also known as Just Been Paid Experts, one of our experts will help you out and get your question answered. A lot of times you can get your question answered in this room in 30 seconds, 20 seconds, 10 seconds. It's a great place to get your questions answered. It's a great place to learn from the questions of other people. We have 10 or 15 moderators that work in here. We're open 7 days a week, sometimes 24/7. That's a lot of help, a lot of service. We have to be a service-oriented company. We're doing weird things. We're doing things that a lot of people have never done before. No other internet companies have done this before. Your friends and family have probably never done it. You might be one of the first people in your family to do this kind of thing. So we offer a lot of help. We also have 7 people working in the help desk right now. That's all I can think of. We're growing and growing and growing faster and faster. The Alexa rating that we've had during the last week is somewhere in the 500s. That means we're in the top 600 websites worldwide. In the United States, I think we're in the top 700 websites in the last 3 months, so we're probably even better than top 500 websites in the United States during the last week or so. We have so much more planned. It's really incredible. It really is. JSS Tripler is a drop in the bucket compared to what we have planned. It really is. So welcome to Just Been Paid. You're absolutely at the right place. You can make an unlimited amount of money. You can spend up to $250,000 on JSS Tripler positions. Another few $1,000s on JSS positions. That's pretty unlimited for most people. Most people can't even do that, obviously. And you can make up to $500 per day per referral that you bring into Just Been Paid, and they start buying JSS Tripler positions. You can make even more than that from their participation in JSS. You're at the right place because you can make an awful lot of money. And as I mentioned before, because of our restart feature, we'll be able to do this indefinitely. Very, very powerful concepts. If we can do this indefinitely, and incidentally, we had one of our largest days. Last few days, we've had our largest, most powerful days. People spending money on JSS tripler positions since the beginning of the program. We're still growing, obviously. The restart has shooken some people up, and we're going to take steps to make the next restart not so quite dramatic, and we're going to also increase the time, do everything we can to increase the time between restarts. But otherwise, overall, people are very, very satisfied with a lot of money that they're making. Excuse me. And we're going to continue to create new parts of the system to make even more people happy. Look at our testimonial page. We could add so many more. Look at our blog to see how much people are earning. We could put the top 50 there if we wanted to. It's still a lot of money that these people are making. And we're going to do this for many years to come, because we've secured the system against being closed down by government authorities. That's what happens to some of these programs. We have a mathematical model in place that's indefinitely sustainable. We also have some top people on staff working for us throughout the company. Remember also, we teach you how to advertise your website. Also, we have 3 people there now in the Marketing Training Center, and we'll hire many more, I'm sure, before we're done. People that are there several times a week. We also have live webinars. Live webinars just like the one you're in now, where you can come in and get your questions answered and listen to an expert that will teach you how to use a particular advertising method to advertise on the internet. Make sure you learn to advertise your website. That's where a lot of the big money is. Remember, if you only have $10 to spend, you're only going to be able to make $15 in 75 days. That's about all you can make. Maybe a little bit more. But if you learn to advertise your website and find other people who spend money on JSS tripler positions, your earnings are pretty much unlimited. That's the method that I use. I don't buy JSS tripler positions. I find other people who buy JSS tripler positions, and that's got me up to earning thousands of dollars per week. Sometimes over $1,000 a day. It's really kind of nice. And I didn't have to work very hard to do it, because JSS tripler is just a big money machine. I only have 74 referrals, I think, maybe 75 by now, who are participating in JSS tripler, and I'm making thousands of dollars per week. And you can do the same thing, and we teach you how to do it. Most important advice I can give you there: use the advertising method that you feel comfortable with, and then do it a lot. The more you advertise, the more money you make. And you might just be able to find one person who loves this program, and they start spending they start buying 500 positions per day, and you'll start making $500 per day from this one person. Hasn't happened to me yet. I know some of my referrals, they bought 500 positions per day, so I made $250 per day from some people. But you can make so much money if you learn how to promote your website. One of the ways that what we teach is to simply write down on a piece of paper tripler.biz and put your username on there and give it to somebody. That's the simplest, easiest way. And if they sign up at your website, you get credit for every position that they buy over the lifetime of the program. And we're going to be around for many years. You can do things more complicated if you want to. Talk to people on the phone, stand at the mall, and pass out business cards before you get thrown out. Many things you can do. But we provide you with the help that you need to be extremely successful in this program. Everything that you need is here. One last thing before we move on to answering questions and talk about some current events maybe. If you see things on our website that you think could be improved, yeah, you're probably right. There are probably lots of things we can improve. I can think of 500 things. I've worked at Just Been Paid now for almost 2 years. Every single day I hold these conference calls. I talk to Frederick at least once a day normally. There's a lot of things we could do to improve this program. Lots and lots of things. A lot of little things. But big things to improve this program, we're working on those, believe me. Those are the things we're concentrating our efforts on. And to do that, sometimes we need to not do some of the other things. Like update our FAQs. Like improve the user experience. We know that's a high priority, but there are other things we've been working on so far that were more important than that. And as you can see, the things I'm doing have been the right things. The things we've been doing so far have been the right things. So please have a lot of respect for Frederick Mann, the owner of the company, for directing us, telling us what we need to do first, second, and third. Whenever there's something that needs to be done, all we can do is suggest it to him. He makes the final decision, and when he says we're going to do this, this, and this, that's what we need to do. And that's what we've been trying to do as much as possible. And that's why we're so successful, because he knows what we need to do first. He knows which things are going to make the most difference. Which things can we be doing today which will help Just Been Paid be more successful as quickly as possible. And that's what we do. And it's a pretty fast-moving system. This is definitely a startup company situation. A lot of stress, a lot of challenges, a lot of new exciting things. A lot of hours some days. But we're really doing a good job. Type in Just Been Paid in your internet browser and see what you find. You'll find thousands and thousands of happy people and very, very few negative comments. And whenever you see a negative comment, you'll probably see right behind it 25 positive comments, because people look out for people are looking out for Just Been Paid. We have a lot of people looking out for what we're doing. They're looking out to protect their interests, looking out to protect their money. If somebody goes around and starts saying weird, untrue things, believe me, the Just Been Paid members are all over them. It's really funny sometimes to see that in the forums. Excuse me, I had to eat something before I come in the conference room. That's why the clearing of my throat so much here. Did I leave anything out? You can make an awful lot of money. Welcome to Just Been Paid. We teach you how to do it. It's easy to do. If you just follow the simple steps, you are all set. Throw away your list of excuses. Thanks for reminding me. Happy days. If you have a list of excuses that are keeping you from working in this program, really important. If you don't have an Alert Pay account or a Solid Trust Pay, Liberty Reserve, or Perfect Money account, that's not an excuse. You can get one. You don't have to use PayPal. We can't do PayPal. Not in the MLM industry. Not in the HYIP industry. So that's not on your list of excuses, I hope, because otherwise you won't be able to make money on the internet the way we're doing it. Not the big money, not like we're doing it. All these other programs that you can join that take PayPal, believe me, you're not going to make much money. Only very few people make money in those programs. Had Just Been Paid, everybody makes money. Put away your list of excuses. If you're thinking, I can't do that, I can't pay somebody thousands of dollars like Frederick Mann. I don't know who he is. See if you can get rid of that excuse, because that's going to hold you back. We know it's kind of strange giving your money to somebody that you don't know. But if you look around on the internet, lots of people know who Frederick Mann is. He's been doing this for over 10 years on the web. Before that, for years and years offline in MLM companies. He knows the business. He's a mathematician, statistical expert. He knows what needs to be done to make a program successful, and that's why we're doing so well. So welcome to Just Been Paid. You are absolutely at the right place. You deserve to make more money. Welcome to Just Been Paid. Let me talk about some current events. Perfect Money, I don't know why that hasn't been completely activated. As far as I know, it is completely activated. I think Frederick hasn't just hasn't turned it on yet completely. So excuse me, you can fund your account with Perfect Money now, but I don't know if you can still request withdrawals with Perfect Money. But I think I'll do a quick check if you really can now. You should be able to by now. But if he hasn't activated that, maybe there's still something something that he's waiting for us to do. We have about 5 programmers working at Just Been Paid, 3 of them full-time. Yeah, Perfect Money is still not completely activated. Let me see if we can get that done later tonight. I'll just have to, I'll call Frederick and make sure that gets done. That's one of the latest things we've done, which means you can use Perfect Money to fund your account and get withdrawals. Withdrawals are normally paid within 24 hours to any of the payment processor accounts you want to send your money to. As long as it's your earnings that you've got, we'll send them right there within 24 hours. Our Pay It Forward system, I guess, is still a new thing. The Pay It Forward system has greatly increased our membership. We have 30 or 40,000 new members in JSS Tripler just in the last 10 or 15 days. It's pretty big growth. The Pay It Forward system gives you $10 to spend. It gives everybody who clicks on JSS Tripler and logs into the member area for the first time, it gives them $10 to spend. And you just have to pay that $10 back in 60 days or so. Nobody's had to pay their money back yet, so we'll see exactly how that's done. But that's what a lot of people need to join. That's how PayPal grew their system. Join PayPal and get a free $10 to spend. Great way to advertise. That's what we're doing too. Should work very well. It already is working very, very well. It will help you persuade your referrals to do something. They'll see the $10 that they got for free, making them 2% per day, and they'll start thinking that they can also put their own money into the system to get 2% per day on that. They'll make more money, of course, if they put more money into the system, obviously. So the Pay It Forward system is so far a huge success. Then we have our user experience coming out. It's going to be greatly improved to help you convert more referrals. Right now I think it's a little bit in sorry shape. It's not terrible, but it's really not as good as it could be. There are some fantastic follow-up systems out there that convert a lot more people than we're doing. So that will be one of the next things we'll be doing. Our marketing site is going to have some big changes on it to help you find the information that you need quickly. Of course, we'll have more speakers, expert speakers, come into our conference calls in our conference room in the training center to help you learn how to be successful. And we're going to be coming out with some new parts of the system that will help you be successful too. For example, a calculator. I'm not sure what happened to that. I thought that was already completed, but that should be published very soon so that you can see yourself how much money you can make in the system, how quickly, and you can show your referrals that too. 2% per day is a lot of money, but for some people it doesn't sound like very much when they look at the program the first day. And then we have some new parts of the system that will give you new income streams, new places to make money from your existing referrals, from your existing membership. Just sign up for the new parts of the system and make even more money. Really a great place that we have here at Just Been Paid. You're at the right place. Okay, question and answer time. How we do this, if you ask a moderator to post your question in the room, they'll post it in the room for you. Who's in charge tonight? Who's the moderator who's going to tell us how to do this? Because I think what we've been doing is you have to contact the moderator somehow, and they'll post the question in the room. We don't like to stop the comments on the screen. It's nice to have interaction from the members while we're answering the questions. But eventually, if we have too many comments, then the questions go off the top of the screen. So we might have to stop your questions from coming in the room. So there's a different way that you're going to need to get your question known. Maybe you just click on something like I have a question or something, right? And then the moderators will coordinate with you and put the question in the room for me to answer. Fair enough? I guess that's how we do it. Unless a moderator tells you something else in the room, look for the moderators. They are the people that write in red, and they will tell you what you need to do to get your question posted in the room. Okay, but in the meantime, let me go ahead and start answering questions. Vitality has the first question. Are we getting any spots filled with the restart feed? Do you mean, are you getting any matrices cycled through the restart feed? Is that what you're asking? Yes. Is it a lot? No. Remember, the restart feed is specifically designed to give everybody JSS positions instead of JSS tripler positions, but not to pay out a lot of money. Otherwise, we just could have paid you out the money in JSS tripler, right? A restart is designed to get rid of, to eliminate short-term liabilities. Restart is designed so that we don't have to pay out as much money as we were paying out just before the restart, because the bank account's getting kind of low. Remember, if you are involved in any HYIP on the internet, initially the program is doing very well. There's all kinds of money on the account, but then after a while, as people get 2% per day, week after week, and they even compound their money week after week, the money starts to run out. And it just been paid as soon as the money gets to an uncomfortable level. It's not run out yet, obviously, but it's gotten to an uncomfortable level. We do what we call the restart. And the restart gets rid of the short-term liabilities. That means the 2% per day earnings go way down. The further they go down, the more time we have between restarts. We could just restart 25% of the positions, but then you can be sure we'd have to do another restart in a few more weeks, or a month or two or something. So that's why we have to restart a few more positions. But that's the reason that you're not getting a lot of earnings from the restart feed. If everybody knows what the restart feed is because we don't want to pay out, or we cannot pay out all kinds of money when we give you your free JSS position. So a lot of your free JSS positions go into a matrix that's not almost full. In fact, it could be almost empty. But yes, a small percentage of the positions that are almost full, yes, they do get filled and they cycle. At the same time all of this restart fee is going on, keep in mind we're still having our daily buying of JSS positions. Anybody can buy a JSS position anytime they want to for $20. We also have our daily JSS tripler feeds, which do cycle a lot of positions. I guess my internet connection kicked me out of the room. The question was Greg. The question that Greg had, I just joined. Can you explain about mini restart every 1 to 2 months or 3 or 4 months? And what is the 40% restart effect? Can you explain it, please? I'll do the best I can. I haven't talked to about Frederick. I haven't talked to this with Frederick about it very much, and it's not in writing anywhere, I don't think. But the whole idea is to restart a few positions every 1 to 2 months instead of waiting and waiting and waiting, and then all of a sudden, wham, we cycle all of your positions all in one day. Or we restart 50% or 75% of your positions all in one day. The 40% restart effect, not quite sure what that is, sorry. I don't want to give you information that I'm not sure Frederick has already talked about. I guess Frederick had his conference call just before we did tonight, right? Bobcat has a question. Why can't we continue to earn the 2% till the JSS matrices are placed? Not getting this is a big red flag. Remember, there is a big red flag, people. There is a big red flag at Just Been Paid. Right now, there's a big red flag. We just had to restart the JSS tripler positions. But keep in mind, do not forget this ever. It's impossible to pay 2% per day forever without doing some kind of trick. Because these 2% per day earnings are liabilities that keep building up bigger and bigger and bigger every single day. And they'll just keep on going right to infinity if you don't stop them. So what we do is restart some of the positions, or a lot of the positions, and that gives us the ability to keep on going. Otherwise, we'd have to close the program. The restart is a very nice, elegant method compared to simply closing the program, right? And people generally make a lot more money from restart to restart. At the first restart, I was making $3,000 a day, $3,000 a week in commissions. At the beginning of the second restart, I made it up to $7,000 a week in earnings that I send to my bank account every week and withdraw to my bank account. Quite a jump, huh? Maybe by the next restart I'll make 10 grand or 15 grand a week. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I told my banker the other day. She said, geez, you're carrying around, that's a lot of cash. You sure you don't want to open up an account? I said, yeah, that's a lot of cash, but it should be a lot more soon, I hope. We make more and more money every week, every month. It's Just Been Paid. Whether your positions are in in JSS Tripler or whether they're in JSS, it's still your money sitting there, and it's doing something. Your JSS positions are filling. They'll fill a lot faster if you take care of them. They'll fill a lot slower if you don't do anything. In JSS Tripler, they're filling. They're paying out 2% per day until they expire after 75 days. Your money in the system is working for you. And you're going to make more and more money the more money you put into the system. It's a fact. Nobody loses any money. In fact, people make more and more money as time goes on. Graham asked the next question. When will the links and front page on websites be changed to reflect the new rules? Restarts 30 to 60 days and deletion of the abandoned programs. I don't know, Graham. The best thing, the good thing to realize, though, and I've said this before, the good thing to realize is our system already works excellent. It works absolutely fantastically. People are making a lot of money. Nobody's losing any money. Those are the two most important things, right? People are making a lot of money. Nobody's losing any money. We're already doing extremely, extremely well. So don't use, I repeat, do not use anything that's happening today as an excuse not to get involved, not to be totally successful. Don't use it as an excuse, because you're really missing out on a fantastic opportunity if you're letting these little things get in the way of your long-term huge success that you could have. Simon has the next question. Hi Carl, does JSS have some automatic plug-in marketing system? Or is one being developed? Yeah, one's being developed. That's the viralpowerlist.com that Frederick's been talking about. It's going to take a little while to get that working. Don't use that as an excuse not to get involved. You can already promote your website effectively by following simple steps. I need to talk about simple steps now, I guess. In 2002, when I started my first online business on the internet, I received an email, and in that email it said, click here and you can make money on the internet. I didn't have a list of excuses. I didn't have a lot of reasons why I couldn't do it, and I had $20 to spend. And I did it. Then it told me, log into your account and follow the simple steps to promote your website, and you have to find other people in order to make any money. If you don't find anybody to sign up and join, you won't make any money in this program. You have to find other people who also join under you at your website. And I said, okay, I can do this. I didn't really like to see it, but I could do it. I said, okay, oh, now I get it. So I have to find other people. Okay, I can do this. And I simply followed the simple steps. I advertised where they recommended me to advertise with the ads that they recommended to me, and I started making money right away. It's important that you follow the steps. That's the reason why people don't. That's the second reason. The first reason is they don't join the right program. The second reason is they don't do the simple steps. And at Just Been Paid, there are very, very simple steps that I've already talked about where you can make a lot of money. So just do those steps and you'll make the money. But do not let the little things get in your way. Spooky has the next question. Hey Cindy, would you ask Carl if he can explain how to fill matrices faster? That's a good how to cycle your JSS positions faster right away. Now we've just hired Snoop, if you know who Snoop is, to help everybody do that in the different conference room. You'll be able to access it very easily, and he'll be doing that 3 times a week and explaining to everybody in the room in detail how to do it. In fact, you can give him your account ID or your username, and he will log into your account and look at your account and tell you, and show everybody else in the room too probably, what you need to do to get your matrix positions to cycle. It's going to be a huge, huge, it's going to be huge. So let's let Snoop do that. It's easy to cycle JSS positions, but let's let him do that. We're also going to be doing some other things too, but I'll keep those secret right now. Lewis asked the next question, and if you guys could please stop the comments in the room so I don't lose all these questions at the top right now. We have too many questions in the room right now, and the text is going off the screen at the top. If you could just stop those questions and comments in the room for a few minutes until I get caught up a little bit. If you scroll way up the page, you'll see Lewis asked the next question. Would it be okay if I wanted to make my JSS website a corporation? I think you're just asking if your corporation can sign up for JSS. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. As long as each person who signs up, each person or corporation or entity signs up with different payment accounts, that works out fine. Don't be caught using the same identity for more than one account. For whatever reason you think you need to do that, you could lose both accounts. It's in our terms and conditions. Read them carefully. Okay. Johnny has the question. I want to join a marketing training with Carl. When and where it will be. I do not give training anymore, although I have the training videos, I call them. The 7 training videos. If somebody will put that in the room for Johnny, I think he would appreciate it. A lot of other people might appreciate it too. I have taught advertising training in the past, and I've put that all in 7 videos, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. You can make a lot of money if you advertise effectively, and that's what I try to teach you to do. And the methods that I teach are the ones that you can use while you're watching your screaming children or sitting in front of a loud television set. You can probably do them while your mother-in-law is visiting too. Okay, I won't go there. Cash Mama, I am totally confused. I have received 28 emails about positions being cycled, but no money. This whole matrix got me confused. 28 emails about positions being cycled. Your JSS tripler positions also cycle. I'm going to change that to mature or expired, but they also cycle actually. When you reach 75 days, they expire. They do not pay out any more money, but they do give you, for every 4 that cycle, you get a free JSS position. But yes, we'll change that terminology. If your JSS matrix cycles, you'll get a message that says your JSS position is full, I believe. Your JSS matrix is full. Then you made $60, so wait for those emails. JS, the next question. I have free loan placements filling before premium. Is that normal during a restart feed? A restart feed is completely independent of a JSS tripler restart, JSS tripler daily feed. There are 2 different feeds. One fills placements and premiums. The other one just fills matrices that are not that full. So yes, you can get free positions anywhere sporadically in your matrices depends on which spot the system decided which is going to be filled next. Hope that answered your question. We have several things going on in JSS. JSS is a little bit more complicated. You're not going to understand everything about JSS without putting a lot of time into it, so don't worry about it. Don't understand how JSS works completely before you do what you need to be doing. Just buy your placements and placement upgrades. The more placements and placement upgrades you buy, the faster your positions are going to cycle. The system works. I can tell you that. As far as I know, there are no errors in the JSS system other than some stalled matrices that happen when the system burps, when there is an error in the system. But otherwise, the system works. We have hundreds of thousands of matrices in the system. There's only a handful of, or 0.01%, 99.9% of the matrices in the system are absolutely working perfectly. It's only a very small percentage that just aren't working. If you think you have one of those positions, simply write to the help desk and we'll credit $60 to your account, make you feel all better. CC asks the next question. I love this web conference. I just wish you had a means to where you can talk to someone via phone or Skype at least once per week. Why not implement that? We just had a lady, I think it was a lady, write to me the other day and say, why don't we set up a telephone support system? Or maybe she was talking about marketing, I'm not sure. But yes, we could do that. Frederick is open to it. He's done it in the past. But we have to figure out how to do it and who's going to do it. It would be probably good to have a call center expert to come on board and do it. If you have some experience in that, let me know. Maybe there's something we can do there. For a lot of people, it would be really nice to have somebody on the phone. Cheryl asked the next question. I see many okay, I already answered that question, sorry. Barney has a question. When our referrals buy a JSS position for $20, is it every first and third, or what is it that goes into the sponsors matrix? Yes, the first and third positions, and the 6th and the 9th and the 12th and the 15th, every 3 positions goes into the sponsors matrix. That's the only time it happens, when your referrals buy a JSS position directly. Otherwise, it does not. William asked, how long does it take to get paid for completed matrices? As soon as a matrix is complete, as soon as it cycles, it gets 6 people filling it, you get your $60 rebate immediately. If you have 2 that have not been paid for, I submit that is probably because they're not full. They've just, there are placements that have been bought for them. Placements are orders. Placement orders. Those are orders that people fill your spots in your matrix. And if you upgrade those placement orders to premium, they'll fill within 11 days currently. But if you do not upgrade them to premium, they won't fill. Or at least it could take a very long time. Maybe until your upline or your downline upgrades them to premium, then they'll fill. Or maybe they get filled sporadically by the restart feed that's going on right now, for example. Angela asked the next question. Carl, when is Snoop going to do his classes in the matrix and where? As far as I know, right away. What's today? Thursday. Probably Sunday. I would count on Sunday if I were you. And as far as I know, he's going to give his conferences starting, his training conferences starting at 8 o'clock every Sunday evening. Just before my conference call on Sunday evening at 10. And I need to take about a 3-minute break. I'll be right back and get all the rest of your questions answered. I'm back, and the next question looks like it's coming from Kyle. Why would the restart happen faster when the company is having rapid growth rather than when the company has not much new money coming in? Rapid growth means lots of positions being bought. The more positions that are bought, the more liabilities we have. And the more people reinvest their earnings, we have even more liabilities. And the longer the program's running, between restarts, the more people have compounded their money, and that makes even more liabilities. So the faster we do that, the faster a restart's necessary. Because remember, a restart is always necessary eventually. There has to be some kind of system that restarts the system, gets rid of the short-term liabilities so that the program can continue. Because we pay out all the money and more to the members. We pay out 150%. Just in the 2% system, JSS Tripler, we pay out 150%. Where does that money come from? It comes from the sales of other positions. It comes from the sales of positions in JSS Tripler, positions in JSS. There's other places the money comes from also, but it's not very significant compared to the general sales. You can't stop it. There's always going to have to be some kind of restart. Kyle says, it's my understanding... That's the same question. Sorry about that. DJ has the next question. When can we get the JSS position monies to buy more JSS triplet positions? So you're going to receive JSS positions from the restart feed. I assume you're talking about that. It's in your best interest to get these JSS positions to cycle as quickly as possible so you can use them to buy JSS triplet positions. Or you can just take your time and get them to cycle slower if you want to. Each one pays $60. If you have 100 JSS positions you receive, that's $6,000 in earnings, right? And it's like money in the bank too. It just takes a little longer, or it takes a little bit of effort. You have to do the right things to get these positions to cycle. So whenever your JSS position cycles, you get the $60 rebate right away, and then you can use that to buy JSS triplers if you choose to do so. Or you can buy, if you happen to get hooked on JSS positions, which I am. I do buy JSS positions. I don't buy JSS triplet positions. You can make more money faster in JSS if you know how to cycle your JSS positions. You might get hooked on JSS positions and decide that's the best way to spend your money. Could happen to you. Nat asked the next question, or Nate. There's some serious problems with JVP since the restarts are going to be significantly close together. There seems to be a lot of tension at the moment. I think you're listening to some of the uptight people at Just Been Paid. Sure, there's a lot of tension for some people. Some people take this all very seriously. Some people are under a lot of stress because suddenly their JSS positions have turned in JSS triplet positions have turned into JSS positions, and they don't even have their JSS positions yet, because it's not technically possible for us to put all of the JSS positions all in at the same time because our system doesn't handle it. So are there some serious problems? We just had our biggest day again. The last 2 or 3 days have been some of our biggest days. Does that mean we're having serious problems? I don't think so. It's a lot of money that's coming in. 3,000 or 4,000 people a day still signing up. On average, 4,000 people a day. Is that serious problems for JVP? I don't think so. Word's getting around that nobody's losing money. I wouldn't say we're having serious problems. We're hiring people like crazy to keep up with the growth. Does that sound like serious problems? I don't think so. Now, we don't like the idea of the restarts being so close together, just as you don't like it that way. But we already have a plan to increase the time between restarts. We'll see how that works out. We'll do the best we can, including the mini restarts Frederick's already apparently disclosed to some of you. CC has the next question. How does a restart help a new member? Probably just confuses them, right? It gets them jumping into cold water quickly, and they have to learn how to cycle their JSS positions before they really even get started and before they really start making much money in JSS Tripler, right? It's one of the reasons we'd like to have the time between JSS Tripler restarts a little bit longer. It's important, I said it once before already, it's important to not use the restart as a reason not to be successful in this program. It has nothing to do with you being successful. You can start making 2% a day again with new money that you put into JSS Tripler positions. Within 24 hours you make your 2% earnings. Hopefully this time the restart will take place a little later than it did the last time. Nobody loses their money. You just have to learn how to cycle your JSS positions. There's nothing holding you back. You can make money 10% on the first level and 5% on the second level for all of the referrals and referrals that are put into your downline by promoting your website. There's nothing holding you back. Our system works very, very nicely. But there are some bumps in the road, like I've always talked about. There's a bump in the road, and it's called the restart. Other than that, you just make your 2% per day. Greg asked the next question. How can we make money between short restarts if our daily dropped 75%? It took me 3.5 months to get $30 a day, and I dropped to $7.50. So take those $7.50 that you're making each day and buy placements in JSS. Buy placements and placement upgrades and get your $60 rebates out of the JSS system. You have every opportunity to make a lot of money still. See what I'm saying? All you have to do is use that money to buy placements and placement upgrades in JSS. Another thing that you need to do, and we're going to be teaching people how to do this, sort your JSS positions by almost full matrices on top. That's going to make a big difference. Then you'll be able to see which matrices are almost ready to go. And then just buy placements and placement upgrades for those matrices. Okay, scrolling down to DJ's question. Why did you say earlier that the restart needed to be more fair and impartial to everyone? Well, because people have brought up good points about the restart and given us suggestions. Frederick has already talked about doing some things differently. Him and I have already talked about a few things that we could do. And maybe we'll come up with some even better things than some of the members have recommended to us. The mini restart is probably a very, very good way to do it. But it appears, at least now remember too, at Just Been Paid, we just don't look straight ahead with our tunnel vision and just do what we think is the best for the members. We also listen a little bit because we have to. Because the whole idea of the system is to make as many members happy as possible every day. So if we completely disregard what the members are thinking, obviously we're not going to do too good, are we? In the past, we've done extremely well because the members have been very happy. So if this last restart makes an uncomfortable amount of members unhappy, then we need to take a look at it. And it looks like it has, but we have to be careful because I think the last restart was very, very similar. A lot of people were not understanding and were a little bit unhappy a few days after the restart. But after they saw how we did things, everybody just kept right on going, and Just Been Paid grew to some really great numbers. Last restart, I think how many people did we have in Just Been Paid at the last restart? Probably 20,000 members. I think that was about what it was. Now we have 90,000 in JSS Tripler. Does that mean the last restart killed the program? I don't think so. Made us much stronger, actually. This restart that we're going through right now will make us much stronger. But initially, yeah, looks like some people got the bad end of the deal. We're going to be taking a look at it to make it better. As time goes on, we'll make it better and better. And Cindy has the next question. Now that Booster and Warp are no longer, members are not required to purchase JSS positions. That's right, you don't have to buy JSS positions if you don't want to. So the only way to fill your matrix is to do it through the Tripler feeds. To fill your own matrix is through the Tripler feeds and the Tripler restarts. Yes. If you want to fill somebody else's matrix, then just buy a JSS Tripler position. Just buy a JSS position. The first, third, and sixth, and ninth, and 9th, and 12th, and 15th position, every third position goes into your sponsor's matrix and helps them cycle. If you want to help your sponsor cycle, but the main way to get your matrices to cycle, the number one way is to buy placements and placement upgrades. The number two way, because remember, you can buy placements and placement upgrades all day long. You can buy hundreds of them a day if you want to, and that will cycle your positions fairly quickly. If you promote your website, you can also get your JSS positions to cycle because the first position each of your referrals buys goes into your oldest matrix. But remember, most members don't buy JSS positions, they buy JSS Tripler positions. So that's not a very fast way to fill your JSS positions. The number one, by far, way to fill your JSS positions is buy placements and placement upgrades. That's the way the system was designed. That's how you have to do it. And believe me, there are a lot of people that say, oh, I don't have the money. They have a long list of excuses just for that. I don't have the money. I've never bought them before. Why do I have to do it now? This is stupid. They have a long list of reasons not to get their JSS positions to cycle. I'll buy them and then they're not going to cycle anyway. I already bought placements, but they didn't cycle my matrices. You know, we told you have to buy placements, and then you also have to upgrade those placements to premium. Okay? Don't just do it halfway. You have to do everything we tell you to do, not just whatever you feel like doing. Vitality. All right, another thing on that topic, cycling JSS positions. I've heard lots of different methods to cycle your JSS positions, and some of them are not correct at all. Be careful who you listen to. Come in this room, get your questions answered, obviously. Visit our new webinars coming out about how to get your JSS positions to cycle. Read the FAQs. The FAQs are written by Frederick Mann himself. He knows the program pretty well, don't you think? He designed it. Careful where you get your information. And if it gets too complicated, don't be the hero. If you're a sponsor and your referrals have questions for you, don't answer them. You don't know the answer. You might not have the best answer for them. You don't know the program inside and out like the experts that just been paid do. Send your referrals to the conference room or ask them to please fill out a help desk request because you don't want to steer them in the wrong direction. Vitality has the next question. If all of us members will start buying placements and upgrades, are we going to help the program to pay 2% more stably? A little bit. A little bit. But not a lot. I told you, you're going to have to do some pretty big things to increase the time between restarts. The 2% per day is stable. We're going to do it every single day. If we're not doing it, we're going to do a restart. If we can't do it tomorrow, we're going to do a restart so that we can do it the next day. Yeah, it's important to pay out 2% per day. We're going to keep on doing that forever. But we're going to have to do some restarts along the way. And so you're going to get JSS positions, get used to them, learn how to cycle them. We're going to teach you how to do it. We're also going to make the member area easier for you to understand so you can cycle your JSS positions maybe without even coming into the webinars. We're probably going to have a team of experts that are devoted to simply that one thing, helping you cycle your JSS positions. You can send an email to us and we'll look at your positions in your JSS member area and tell you what you need to do to make some money the quickest. How about that? EM has the next question. I just discovered I have 4 matrices. Is it time to purchase placements now for the last 3? I think you lost me. You should always buy, if you want your matrices to cycle quickly, if you've got lots of time and you're willing to sit around and do nothing and wait for your matrices to cycle, you'll make the most money. If you do nothing at all, you'll make the most money because you'll get a $60 rebate for doing absolutely nothing. But it might take you a year or more to do that. If that's okay with you, do absolutely nothing, wait for your matrices to pay out $60. If you're not satisfied with that method, do something. The next method that we'd have to spend the least money and do the least, log into your JSS account, sort by almost full matrices on top, and see if you can cycle a matrix by buying 1 or 2 placements or placement upgrades. If that's not fast enough for you, then buy more placements and placement upgrades. Buy placements and placement upgrades for spots number 1 and 2. In fact, if everybody did that, everybody would cycle their matrices within 22 days right now. That's not quite true. The time to fill placements would probably go up. So it would be a little bit longer. But in any case, everybody would fill their matrices much quicker. Razorbacks has a question. Carly, 2.9 conversion rate for triplers. I've earned $29 in each matrix. Okay. Add $20 for placements and upgrades. I make $10.40 each for a matrix and could take up to 3 months to cycle. Explain if not correct. I don't understand the first part of your question.
Up until now, time clocks were designed for just
I have $29.60 in each matrix. Oh, you're saying you're investing, you have to spend approximately $29.60 for each matrix? Nope, I'm sorry, I don't understand your question. Could be that you're not correct. But remember, the guidelines that I've given are pretty good. If you buy less placements and placement upgrades, you'll make more. If you wait longer and longer, you'll make more. If you're in a big hurry, then you'll probably buy more placements and more upgrades, and you will make less money per matrix. But it's better to make $20 profit 100 times in 3 months than make a $60 profit one time in 3 months, right? See what I mean? It's up to you. Maybe it's a lot of work for you to manage your JSS positions and buy placements and placement upgrades day after day after day. Maybe this internet stuff is not a little bit too difficult for you. Somebody asked me the other day, Carl, I have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to request my withdrawal to AlertPay because we were having a shortage of AlertPay funds compared to the other funds in the company. I said, well, maybe this is not the right business for you if you have to get up so early to request your $1,000 withdrawal to your account. Okay, next question. Host asked, if you are forced to buy a placement with a $5 loan, then upgrade it for $5 more, then the placement gets filled by one of your own matrices from the feed, do you get $10 or $5 back? You get $5 back. We reimburse you for any placements that you bought, but not premium upgrades. If you're in a big hurry and have to buy a premium upgrade, then we don't reimburse you for that if your own referral fills that spot, or if one of your own matrices from the feed fills that spot. Both situations you get your $5 back from the placement, but not from the placement upgrade. Frederick said on the call tonight that some premiums can be filled by both daily feeds and the restart feed. That's true. So, but he's talking theoretically. Okay, let me continue the question. So, should we buy premiums first or triplers to maximize accounts before the next restart? I wonder if Snoop has a better answer than I do there. See, if you get a premium filled by the restart feed, that's not going to happen that often. It could, but it's not going to happen that often. By the normal daily feed, yes, you'll get your premiums filled within 11 days. But the restart feed could also fill one of your premium placements. That's true, but it won't happen very often. So should we buy premiums first or triplers to maximize? I see what you mean. I think it's more important to buy the premiums. Buy the upgrades and premium placements. That's much more important to get your JSS positions to cycle. Because only a small percentage of your triplers that you buy are going to go into your matrices and fill those quickly. Okay. Can anybody see the link down there from Snoop? The new training room. It's called the JSS Training Room. Isn't that a good name for the JSS to learn how to cycle your JSS positions? It's called the JSS Training Room. That's going to be Snoop's new room. Maybe Snoop will have a few people to help him out, obviously. JSS happens to be our main program. JSS Tripler is not the main program. JSS is the main program. It's the indefinitely sustainable part of the system, JSS. JSS Tripler is just a way to get people interested quickly. And it does it very, very well. And it makes people money along the way, obviously. Jim has the next question. Now that Booster and Warp are no longer, members are not required to purchase JSS positions. So the only way to fill your matrix is to do it through the Tripler feeds. That's the main source of your matrices filling is through the Tripler feeds. That's true, yeah. They happen every day. Thousands of positions are transferred over to JSS through the JSS Tripler feeds every day, and they fill premium placements first, then expedited placements, then normal placements. But normally that's all we're filling is premium placements. That's why we say upgrade to premium. Booster and Warp are not running anymore. JSS Tripler, yes, that's a major source of your JSS position cycling. Later on, we're going to have things like probably the Viral Pyro list that will also be feeding positions into JSS, maybe other systems also. Okay, going down the room looking for new questions. Moneyman has a question. Are standard placements being filled? No, they're not. If not, then why are so many people not upgrading their placements and complaining about not cycling? Good question. Yeah, you need to upgrade your placements. The reason for that, I believe, during the last restart, we had about a week or two where we were not doing the JSS Tripler feed, the daily feed. So we weren't cycling any placements and placement upgrades, so we weren't filling any placements and placement upgrades, so where people were saying, oh, okay, why should I buy any placements and placement upgrades? They're not being filled anyway. So by the time we did do the JSS Tripler daily feed, we filled all the premium placements, all the expedited placements, and started filling the placements that didn't even have any upgrades attached to them. That's why people were waiting this time too, probably. But this time there was no reason to wait. There was no reason to wait because we did not stop the JSS Tripler daily feed. We kept it right on going. And I assume that's the way we're going to do all of our future restarts too. We don't want to close down the whole system. Every time we do a restart, we want to keep it moving, right? The first restart, you couldn't buy JSS Tripler positions for 1 month after we did the restart, 1 or 2 months after we did the restart. You couldn't buy JSS positions for another 6 weeks after that or something. It was terrible. This time, none of that stopped. It kept right on going. RT has the next question. Can we get software to run our matrices? I'm not quite understanding what you're saying. You mean to make things a little bit more automatic with your matrices so you don't have to do so much? My goodness, aren't people lazy? Did I say that? Sorry. I don't believe in complete laziness. I think it's a great idea when people can make money on the internet by not promoting their websites, but by absolutely doing absolutely nothing, absolutely, all day long, not even logging into your accounts, just picking up your money one time every 3 months or something. That is, for me, a little bit too lazy. Sorry, we're not going to do that. There are also other things that we could add to our system which would make everybody even lazier, but the program would stall too. There are things we could do to make this program stall. And a stalled program is a dead program. We're not going to do those things. Frederick Mann knows what he needs to do. I've been doing this for several years myself. We're not going to do the things that are going to make the program stall. We're going to do the things that are going to make the program more successful and more successful every day, every week. JCV asked the next question. We're getting down to the last questions too, so if you have questions still, make sure you get them over to the moderator so they'll be posted in the room and I'll answer them for you. No question is taboo. I'll answer any question you have. If you haven't noticed, I'm getting pretty good at answering questions. I've done this for almost 2 years now. I'm answering questions in this room about anything and everything when it comes to Just Been Paid and how to promote your website too, but we've got some other experts now that do that for me, I guess. Louis Paquette and his team of experts in the Marketing Training Center. Make sure you go visit that. We even inform you, we tell you by email every single time a marketing training event is going on. No complaining here at Just Been Paid. We're very service oriented. If you don't want to receive those emails, just log in and click on Profile and opt out of those emails. Otherwise, everybody gets them. JCV asks the next question. I deposited into JSS through Solid Trust Pay today. Got an email from JVP that JSS funding payment had been received and will show up in the member area immediately. Not there. Why? That's weird. So you're saying you received an email that said you funded your account properly, but you didn't get the money posted to your account? That's weird. That's good to know, though. If you could send that to the help desk, inform them of that, then maybe they can do a better investigation as to what happened. There are probably 99.9% of the payments that come to Just Been Paid are fully automatic and they work perfectly. 99.9%. Could be 99.99%. It's a lot. But there are always a few payments every day that do not get posted to the JSS system, so you have to follow up with a help desk request. Sorry, it's not perfect, but it works pretty well, I would say. Barney has the next question. Thanks, Cindy. When your referrals buy the $20 JSS that fills the sponsors for first, third, and sixth, can it only land in the sponsors level 1 matrix and not level 2? No, it can land anywhere. It lands in your oldest matrix. In fact, if you just click on positions the first time, the matrix that is at the top of the screen, that's the one that will fill next should any of your referrals buy a JSS position directly. TC asks the next question. I have 91 matrices. 41 have first 2 spots with premium placements or more. Good. I email people who have landed in those spots. Many say email failed. How do I contact them? If their email fails, that's strange. We do have some people who are using email addresses that fail. And some people might purposely change their email address to an email that fails because they're tired of getting so many emails from our system. I get hundreds of emails from our system every single day, but I just send them all to one folder and just kind of monitor that folder. But some people don't like emails at all. So you won't be able to contact them, that's all. After 30 days, remember this, after 30 days, these people will be required to buy placements for each one of their spots 1 and 2 in their matrix, which happens to be your spots 3, 4, 5, and 6 in your matrix. So don't worry, spots 3, 4, 5, and 6 in your matrix will receive at least placements. So in the worst case scenario, all you have to do is spend another $20 and upgrade all those placements to premium, and then you still have a $20 profit. Okay, and that will take you a month and 11 days to do it currently at this time. That's why I tell people maybe 10% of your matrices will cycle within 22 days. Some of them will take a month and 11 days to cycle. A lot of them actually. And then other ones will take longer. Depends on what your downlines do. Kyle asked the next question. Is it not true that JSS matrices are going to just keep building up and getting behind due to restarts? There will be more and more in the system, that's for sure. Oh yes. And will the time frame of cycling these not get outrageous with purchasing premiums? We already have a few plans to help you cycle these positions faster, so I think we're all set. One of the plans is platinum upgrades, for example. If we call it platinum upgrades, well, let's just call them platinum upgrades. Platinum upgrades cost you $7.50 instead of just $5. but they're filled first. If you already bought a premium upgrade, then you can just upgrade to Platinum for another $2.50. But by spending another $2.50, your placements are filled within 1 to 2 days, or 3 days, or 4 days, and not 11 days, or 20 days, or 30 days. How long is it going to take to fill premium placements eventually? I don't know. And if platinum placements take 3 months to fill, maybe we'll start something called super duper platinum placements, and they'll cost $10 a piece. If it's worth it for you to get your spots in your matrix filled so you can get your $60 rebate, a $10 payment will give you back $60. Look in your JSS positions, sort by almost full matrices on top. There are over 8,000 positions in the system right now that only need one more spot to fill in their matrix to pay the $60 rebate. So at most, there's approximately 8,000 positions where somebody just has to buy a placement and a placement upgrade that costs $10, and they'll get a $60 rebate within 11 days. The system works, people. It really works well. And we've got a plan for the future. You can make a lot of money with this system, but you've got to follow the steps. And we teach you how to do those steps, so just learn how to do those steps. We teach you. You can come in this room every single day and listen to me if you want to. Don't know why you want to do that. You can come in this room every single day and listen to the moderators. You can come to the training, to the marketing training every week until you get it. We'll teach you. Sam said, I was told by a moderator to wait until the feed completed before buying placements and placement upgrades. Why wait, please? Well, that's not completely wrong, because after the restart feed has been completed, and it's going to take another week or two to fill, to be complete, at least a week, then you will have spots in your matrices that have filled, that weren't filled before. Especially if you have lots of matrices. Some of them will change. Now, does that mean you're going to make hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars because of that? Probably not. Unless you have lots of matrices, then you will. So is it going to be a huge difference whether or not you buy placements and upgrades now or wait? Probably not. I would say what I would say is just go ahead and buy them. A lot of times you'll get sometimes you'll get placement money back, the $5 you get refunded, but normally you won't. Yeah, normally you won't, unless it's your referral or your own position that's going into your matrix. So actually the advice that they gave you was probably it's probably the best advice. But you have to be pretty patient, because you're going to have to wait another week or two for all that to happen. If you don't want to wait, just buy placements and placement upgrades now. It might save you some time to get your matrices to fill. It's kind of a toss-up, I guess. Cindy says, can you speak a little more about Viral Power List? I'm not the expert in Viral Power List. As far as I know, I'm not going to be, well, I'll be involved in it more than I am now, that's for sure, but it's more Frederick's new invention. But we don't have enough specifications on it yet, I don't think. But the basic concept is that you're going to be building your downline automatically just by spending money. That's what it amounts to. You're going to be building your downline automatically by spending money, similar to JSS Tripler, similar to JSS. You just spend money to make money. That's all it is. So for anybody who can't promote their website, you don't have to promote your website. You just buy. You just put your money into Viral Power List. That's about all I can tell you now, I guess. Until it's finalized, there's no sense in wasting a lot of time talking about it. That's what I always say anyway. Question from Paul. Would you say that our newly created JSS Start matrices are free, or have our reduced triplers paid for them. Yeah, I guess they're not completely free, are they? They're not completely free. However, they are assets. You know what an asset is? An asset is your house. Your house, if you have one, it's an asset. It doesn't matter how much you paid for it. It's worth a certain amount of money. And when you do sell it, or when it does mature so you can sell it, it's your money, all of it, minus any expenses that you had along the way, like interest and like repairs and whatever. Your JSS $60 rebates is your money, $60. If you don't have to do anything at all to get them to cycle, that's $60 that you received, even though they originally costed you a little bit of money because of your participation in JSS AAA. That's true. That is true, isn't it? Carl, the STP funding payments most often do not go constantly and is very common. I think you are aware. It seems like Solid Trust Pay has bigger problems than the other payment processors when it comes to posting to Just Been Paid system your payments. Yes. That's general knowledge at Just Been Paid, but it's still a very, very small percentage. Question. Thanks, Lester, for the next question. Carl, I have a referral that refuses to upgrade his matrices at all, but he has cycled 11 of 70 matrices by doing nothing. See? Some people don't do anything and they still cycle the matrices. It depends on which downlines, which people go into your matrices, right? It depends on how many people go in. It depends on who lands in your matrices. Regular replacements don't fill, that's right. But what happened was their downlines, the people that did fill spots number 1 and 2, they did something. They bought placements and placement upgrades for their spots number 1 and 2 also. Or they were people who participated a lot in JSS Tripler and profited from the free JSS positions from JSS Tripler. See, that there's a lot of factors involved in whether or not you get your JSS position to cycle. And that's why I tell people, just don't make it so complicated. It's complicated. If you want to figure out this system, it's complicated. Don't waste your time doing it. You'll be doing it for a long time. Some people might take a year or two for you to figure it out. Some people might never figure it out. Don't waste all that time. Be successful now in this program by doing the things that we tell you need to do. We're not lying to you. We're not making up stories. If you want to get your positions to cycle quickly, buy placements and placement upgrades for spots number 1 and 2 in each of your matrices. That's it. If you don't care how long it takes, don't buy any. You'll make more money eventually, but it's going to take you a while. Gloria's got the next question in the room here, it looks like. The restart resulted in my triplet positions at $500 at 2%. I only earned $10 to buy additional tripler. Therefore, I do not have any residuals to buy placements and premium. What I do, you have to wait until you get $5. All you need is $5 to buy a placement or placement upgrade. Wait till you get $5 in your JSS Tripler account, send it over to JSS, and buy a placement or a placement upgrade. Simple. If you wait 30 days, we'll buy the placements for you, and then all you have to do is buy placement upgrades. You can do that too. Now we're looking at, I saw another comment in the room. If you are thinking that you are not successful because your sponsor is not helping you, you're wrong. Sponsors, most sponsors, 99% of the sponsors at Just Been Paid do not know what they're talking about. There are very few people who understand the system inside and out. And the people are generally in this room. So don't blame your success on your sponsor. You don't need a new sponsor. You don't care if your sponsor never ever contacts you. You don't care. Because you don't need your sponsor to be absolutely successful in this program. You have 10 or 15 people that work in this room, sometimes 24/7. You have 7 people that work in the help desk. You have me that comes in here every day in the conference calls. You have everything you need to be successful in this program. Don't blame it on your sponsor. You don't need a new sponsor. You're not looking for a new sponsor. You don't care if your sponsor calls you back. You don't care if your sponsor ignores all your emails. You don't need them. That's just another excuse that some people have for not being successful on the internet. Especially at Just Been Paid. We provide you with all of the support and service and training that you need to be very successful in this program. Looking for the next question. Here we go. Nope, still no question. I'm still scrolling down the page, looking for the next question. When the questions are all gone, I'm out of here. You don't make much money sitting around in this room. When I get out of here, I have a couple of hours to work to do for Frederick before I go to bed. And then the day starts for me tomorrow at 6 o'clock Eastern. When the questions are gone in here, I'm out of here. I'm happy to be in here if you have questions, but otherwise, we all need to do what we need to do to make the money. And that's not hang around in the JBP conference room. Although you can if you want to. There are great people in here. Maybe you're already making enough money in the system. You don't need to do anything else. But if you want to make more money, advertise your website. Learn to advertise your website. Buy more positions. Which I ask the next question. Why does the withdrawal fee change every day? It doesn't change every day, but it changed lately for Solid Trust Pay. Solid Trust Pay was 2%, now it's 4%. Oh, now it's 2% again? No, that means we have lots of Solid Trust Pay money to use for withdrawals. That's all it means. If the Solid Trust Pay withdrawal fee goes up to 8%, like Alert Pay is, that's an indication that we don't have much Solid Trust Pay money right now. We have a lot more money in the other payment processors, so please choose the other payment processors. It's a good idea to have at least 2 different payment processors that you use regularly to get your withdrawals. Then you can compensate for these withdrawal fees, and sometimes we even have a daily limit on some payment processors. So if you really need to get your money out quickly, it might be better for you to use a different payment processor instead of waiting until the next day to request your withdrawal. I'm getting down to almost the last question here. Jasona asks, the next question, Carl, what about giving placement loans after 15 days instead of 30? Let's see. I guess we could do that. Why do you want us to do that? That will speed up cycling in JSS faster, do you think? Might be a good idea. You might want to send me an email or send Frederick an email and recommend that. Maybe we'll talk about it and do that. A-Force asks the next question. Carl, will the feeds slow down in a month when my expiring positions stop for 45 days? Will the feeds slow down in a month? Not quite sure about the last part of your question, but the feeds are going to get bigger and bigger. Guess I don't understand your question. We feed more and more positions into the system every single day, or almost every day, into the JSS system. But of course, more and more JSS positions are in the system to cycle, and more people are buying JSS upgrades. How's everybody doing? Any more questions for me tonight? Thank you for being here tonight. I wish you much success at Just Been Paid. You deserve to make lots of money. It's really not okay for people to work all week long and only take home $200 or $300 a week. In the United States, a lot of people are doing that. In fact, most people are doing that. Can you believe that? Isn't it? Most people? I don't think it's 25% of the people. It's more like 50%. That's a lot of people making nothing. Working hard all week long to make that money, that's an insult. Make a lot more by sitting at home at your desk or sitting at your couch. You even make more money than that by just going to the library, as far as I'm concerned. Start building your Just Been Paid business. You can make up to $500 per day, per referral. Just Been Paid may just change a lot more people's lives in the near future, don't you think? Thanks, everybody. I hope to see you back again soon. The next time I'll be in here will be tomorrow morning. On Friday mornings, we have